Everyone, welcome. Today we are going to be discussing how organized youth activities impact children in a positive way. For me, I was able to play a variety of different sports, be a part of different groups and in clubs, and I loved it. I was able to create friendships, I was able to learn how to problem solve, I was exercising. There were so many benefits that I was able to gain from having these experiences. I loved it. Picture this. The crowds were cheering, the buzzer had just rang out, and for the last 60 minutes, every time we dribbled that ball, it hit the floor with a purpose as we made our way down the court. Every time we would shoot at the basket, the ball would leave our hands as if we were waving goodbye. The ball would swoop through the net, nothing but net. It was beautiful. I loved it. I would look over at my coach and he was beaming from ear to ear. He was so excited. He was cheering for us. He was clapping. He was pacing the bench back and forth. He was so excited for us. You would think that we were playing in a championship game, but we weren't. We were playing against an undefeated team, but for this game, our team had a purpose to win. We wanted to have that chance to win. We worked towards that goal together. We created trust. We communicated with one another and we had confidence in one another to achieve that goal together. And that is something that I'm always going to remember. Today, we will explore how different types of organized youth activities encourage children to work together with their peers towards a shared goal. These experiences help children to develop team building skills and leadership skills that ultimately impact their physical, social, emotional, and mental health in a positive way. While most people automatically think sports when they hear the term youth activities, that's not always the case. There are a ton of activities that kids can join that don't have anything to do with sports. Let's get started. Organized youth activities have a ton of options for kids to choose from. There's individualized versus team sports, there's competitive versus non competitive. Not into sports? That's okay, not a big deal. There are different clubs that are offered throughout schools and the community that have different focuses, such as art, music, STEM, reading, and so much more. There are also different group activities available, like through Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts. These are well known groups that have been established for quite some time now that focus on team building skills and leadership skills. There are also youth activities that are provided through different churches throughout communities. These activities might include things such as Habitat for Humanity or other community building events. For us, we got it started on an activity that our kids' elementary school offered to us. It was called Hug a Heart. All kids and all parents were able to sign up for this event 3 times a year. We did different community service projects together, and my husband and I loved this idea. They made tie blankets in the winter, they raked leaves in the fall, they picked up garbage in the spring. It was all about how to better the community. This is something that we brought back to our church and we instilled in our youth activities program. The kids love it. Not activities aren't always about doing sports or having to pay money to do something. Sometimes it's about community service. It's about coming together for the greater good. And that is just one other way that kids can work together. When children participate in different activities, their overall health improves, and that's a great thing. However, there are risks that could negatively impact children as well. There are times where conflicts are going to arise, whether it's between the child and their teammates, or coaches, or parents. There will be conflict that children have to face. Conflict can be scary. Even adults are scared of conflict. While there is plenty of evidence to support that organized youth activities help kids develop and maintain healthy lifestyles, there are barriers that are preventing these experiences to being inclusive to all children. Poverty, transportation, and lack of resources are preventing many children from being able to participate in activities. Many activities are private pay, especially sports, and families can't afford it. Transportation is another major issue. If parents are unable to transport their kids to and from an activity, how are children supposed to join? Those schools should be a reliable source for children and families to turn to for activities without having to worry about additional fees or transportation. Many schools are experiencing budget cuts and they just can't offer these types of activities right now. These barriers have created a 16 to 25% difference in participation between lower income families and middle to higher income families. 16 to 25%. To add insult to injury, there's a significantly lower rate of Black, Indigenous, and people of color playing sports when compared to wealthier white children. Rob Marcus with Positive Coaching Alliance said it best. Communities that encourage youth sports and physical activity also benefit from being healthier and more productive. Ignoring the sports equity gap not only means denying low income the joy of play, but it may also deny them the change to become thriving, engaged members. When it comes to improving organized youth activities, adults play a huge role. Be a role model. While adults are very engaged in organized youth activities, it is up to us to continue promoting healthy relationships, providing safe spaces for learning and growing, and continuing to work towards inclusivity for all kids. When adults behave in a positive manner, children are going to feel more comfortable trying new things and changing direction if they wish. Support inclusion. Ariana Prothero from Education Week discussed several different approaches school districts can take as a means to ensure that they offer more equitable opportunities for children to participate in activities. Different ideas include having activities held in a cafeteria instead of a gym, working with community organizations to find coaches and volunteers. The opportunities are endless. Schools are also able to apply for grants and scholarships through the county and the state that go specifically towards adding in activities at their schools. Um, and most of all, parents and adults, we need to be an active voice for our children. Go to your school board meetings, go to your school district, and talk to them about what you need and what you want and what your children want out of these activities. Another thing that parents can do is complete a free and reduced lunch application. While school meals are now free in Minnesota, many school districts utilize these forms as a way to determine rates for activity fees for sports, field trips, clubs, and more. So if your household qualifies for free, then all of your activity fees are free. If your household qualifies for reduced, then the rate of these different activities are offered to you at a reduced price. You should check with your local school districts or where your children attend to see what options are available for you. Also, ask about angel funds. Many groups and organizations, including schools, have angel funds available. Parents are able to go to the angel funds and request assistance in covering fees for activities so their children are able to participate and get equipment and supplies that they need in order to be able to be a part of the team or the group. If there's one thing we learned today, it is that organized youth activities offer endless possibilities for kids. It is what we make it. When children are able to come together with their peers and work towards a shared goal, they're building a foundation of skills that can be applied to all facets of life as they grow. As adults, we play a critical role in providing a safe environment that fosters positivity, creativity, and growth. Without organized activities, children are risking losing resources that promote healthy development that impact their overall physical, mental, and social emotional development. In a world where technological devices are at the fingertips of children, we have to find something that promotes socialization, physical activity, emotional competence, and teamwork. And I think organized youth activities is a great place to start. Thanks for joining me.